Hi, Nancy Spears with genConnect. Today I have the privilege to once again speak to Andrew Zimmern. Hi, Andrew. How are you?
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Great, thanks. So you have such a plethora, honestly, of interest in terms.
I'm a bright, shiny object person. I think it's some sort of adult attention deficit thing going on. I'm endlessly fascinated by too many things.
Thank you very much. The Ozzy Osbourne reference and the animal head eating thing is not lost on me.
You've been really focused on domestic for the past couple of years, and
TV-wise, yeah.
right.
We had done 5-6 seasons of Bizarre Foods, and I felt that we were overlooking really important stories here at home. And I felt that by overlooking stories in America, we were losing contact with our audience in the sense that people who tune into TV, they want to see something new that they've never considered or realized before, but they'd love it to relate to something that they know. So when I show you a market in Hong Kong and some sort of crazy fermented pork sausage thing, you sort of expect it. But when I show it to you in your own hometown, going on in a neighborhood that you know and drive by all the time, but you never stopped or realized what was going on behind that door, it becomes extra precious and relevant. And I thought that it told us a lot about the nature of community and the nature of culture here in the United States. And so I was endlessly fascinated with stories about Vietnamese immigrants who came over to Louisiana and gotten into the shrimping business and the sort of authentic Southeast Asian cuisine that they were cooking inside their homes behind closed doors, and how all of a sudden some of the best Thai and Vietnamese restaurants started popping up in that part of the world. So we did that for a couple of years, and it's not that I got bored with it, I just felt that there was a change in America, that we were ready again to look at other cultures with maybe a little more generous and unprejudiced eye. And at the end of the day, I don't really think about the food in my show. I think about making the world flatter. I think about trying to teach lessons about the value of patience, tolerance, and understanding, that if we could just have conversations about the things that we all love, like food, we wouldn't have conversations that divide us about our skin color, or sexuality, or religion, or musical tastes. And I also found it very curious in America that we inhale other cultures on a fork, right? We love Mexican food, and through that we've learned to start to love Mexican music and Mexican art and Mexican poetry. And hopefully, because the most important thing in the world are people, we'll start to embrace people and not feel that they're apart from us in some way. And I think that those are really important stories and lessons that we can tell in a unique way on our show by going back overseas. So I'm really excited. We're going to go to Iran in September, which is really thrilling for me, because to be able to go behind into a closed country. When we were in Syria a couple years ago, was one of my favorite shows I've ever done, or the tribal shows that we do, where I'm able to take people into a world that's been protected and cut off from the rest of the developing planet. Those kind of privileges are just extraordinary, and I think they really connect. I think people really want to see that stuff,
Yeah, you're impacting the world in so many ways. I think it's such a brilliant concept, really, when you think about the notion of infusing compassion through food.
You have to, though, and I mean, you phrased it better than I ever could. We had a scene in our Finland show. We were up in Lapland with some reindeer farmers. And at one point, the consideration was to put subtitles under the family meal, because we always do a family meal in our show, because I want people to see how families eat around the world. And I sort of insisted that we not subtitle it, because anyone who's ever been a member of a family on any level would be able to interpret what they were being said, even though they spoke a dialect of Finnish that's only spoken in Lapland and not even understandable by most people in the southern part of the country. Anyone could understand that the mom was walking around saying, sit up straight, get your elbows off the table, finish all your reindeer. There's TV people here. Could you just hold on for 5 more minutes and be good, and then you can go running off and play with your sister? I mean, you could You could hear it in her voice. You didn't need to have the thing flash across the bottom of your screen. And I thought you could almost connect to it better that way. And if we can see the similarities that we have with Laplanders or immigrant Vietnamese fishermen or Mongolian herders on the steppe or pastoral African tribesmen in Namibia, if we can relate to them just as we would to our neighbors, then I think we've made the world a better community.
Well, Andrew Zimmern surely is making the world a much better place.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you
a
so
doll.
much for
Thank
your
you.
huge heart,
Thank
your
you for
amazing
always having
talent.
me. No, thanks for always having me back. This is a really, really great thing, and I love doing it, conversing with you guys every single year. It's awesome.
It's our privilege. He's changing the world. Thank